Time to go home, music. I don't know what the rest of the day holds, but then sometimes you're better not knowing what the rest of the day holds. This lottery tonight, I could win the lottery, in which case there may be an hour and a half set. No, I wouldn't. If I won the lottery, I'd still come in, because I wouldn't let my friends down. Well, for 5 million I might. We'll have to wait and see. If I don't win it, I hope you win it. I'll be back tomorrow morning just after 9 o'clock. And in the meantime, to the tender mercies.
But she spoke.
Oh, very good.
Then came out.
Tender mercies.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. Are your loins suitably girded?
I don't think that's any of your business, what goes on in my pelvic area. Keep your inquiries to yourself.
Do you know what that phrase means, actually?
Pelvic area?
No. Gird up your loins.
I know what it means.
Yeah, a lot of people use it, but they don't know what it means.
Oh, you Sabin women.
I know, yes. I know you know what it means, but a lot of people don't.
Let's not tell them.
I'll not be didactic if you aren't.
I have been didactic before. It never got me anywhere.
You're taking the wrong medication.
I am taking the right medication for what's wrong with me. You're taking the right medication for what's wrong with you. What's medication for you is poison for me. What's poison for you is medication for me.
There was a man on to me wanting to know about some old boat trip, but I'm not interested in, so I'm not.
Tell him to go away and boil his head.
That's what I said to him.
I could fill the Queen Mary.
I don't know why they come to me with their problems when it's you.
They come to you because they think you're away to me. Because they know that I'm an impenetrable fortress.
Is that what you are?
Yes. Gerry's walls have never been breached, and neither have I.
Right.
I'm the maiden broadcaster.
Are you?
I am indeed.
Not what I've heard.
I need to hear more about your going home music.
What about it?
You said this is going home music.
That's going home music.
Where do you buy that?
Oh, no, that's special in-house.
If I can play it, does it mean I can go home earlier?
Sure, it doesn't matter to you anyway.
I'm always here at 10:30, whether you are or not.
I liked you better when you played the big country.
But you see, those times were great.
I know.
You had time to get yourself ready. You don't fix your trousers and stuff. But now they won't let us play signature tunes. Remember they took the signature tunes away from us?
Stopped your cock crowing.
Indeed. What was your signature tune? I can't remember back that far. Did you have one?
I don't think I had one.
You never had one.
I couldn't afford one.
You were never like the rest of us.
I was poor.
Only Hugo's allowed to keep us.
Is he allowed to do that?
Well, I thought we were told not to use them anymore, but he's mysteriously continued on. Well, you can't say continued on, you say continued.
That would be tautologous if you said continued on, would it
I know,
not?
that was on the tip of your tongue to tautologize me, wasn't it?
I wouldn't be
I
pedantic.
tautologize for whatever you're going to say to me.
I apologise for your tautologize.
Right, I think that's
I
nearly
think that's
everything.
about it, yeah. Bye.
Bye. It's funny how we get fed up with each other too, isn't it? Here's a little song I've always liked. It's Kieran Goss. I don't know why I'm playing it today. It's because I feel groovy, I think.
Every now and then you like to take it easy. Sit right back and view the situation's not bad. The future is brighter. Soon we'll be floating on the crest of a wave. Goodbye to all your troubles, change of heart. The world will start today. It's like a new beginning. See you shine like a brand new star. A brand new star. That you end up crying, maybe all you need's to get away from friends and the walls surround you. Find a shore, step into the wave. Goodbye to all your troubles, change of heart. The world will start today. It's like a new beginning. I see you shining like a brand new star. Shoulders, I will give you wings so you can fly to lands where your dreams surround you. Find a shore, step into the wave. Goodbye to all your troubles, change of heart. The world will start today. It's like a new beginning. See you shining like a brand new star. A brand new star.
That's nice, that. Sorry, I just banged my chair against the desk. I know it wasn't what you expected, but that's the way I am. That's a song called Brand New Star. That's from Kieran Goss. That's from one of his first successful albums. I always liked Kieran Goss, even though he is small. That's a song called Brand New Star, and it's really, really good. Every time I hear that, it makes me feel good. You know, it makes me feel as if, I'm going to be sick. It's now 24 minutes to 11 o'clock. Here's something that you might be interested in. Look, he's not there. Where is he? For God's sake, where were you?
I was doing something.
You left your post.
I left my post. I had to do work with another programme there.
Excuse me, there is no other programme after 10:30. You're out of breath.
I was being the Pony Express.
You're out of breath, and your eye is also not good.
My eye's very big today.
You're talking about your eye this morning. What is going to be done about your eye?
I don't know. They left me with a big black pupil.
What's his name? Listen, here's the thing for
There's
you.
a man on one.
I know that. Here's the thing for you. They're looking for the next Billy Elliot. You know the way you always wanted to be a ballet dancer?
I sure haven't got the knees for it.
You have the hips, and that's the main thing. No, seriously, they're looking for a couple of young boys between the age of 7 and 12, as indeed.
Right.
Even if they've never acted before and they're having auditions. No, this is serious. Yeah. There's a film going to be made.
I heard you. I heard you. Yes.
There's a film in production.
Every dog has his day.
There's a film on offer. It's in production.
Right.
It will be in production. It's.
When's it going to be made?
I don't know. I can't. There's too much things here. Look, it's far too much stuff.
Why don't you
to
talk
read.
to the man on one?
No, I want to get this over with. There's two characters, John Joe and Mickey Bo. The film is called John Joe Mickey Bo, which I think is a step too far.
Well, maybe this person would want to audition. Why don't you ask them?
John Joe Mickey Bo is too much. You know, in Northern Ireland, in the south of Ireland, you get people called John Joe, right? Mm-hmm. You get people called Mickey. You get people called Joe. You get people like Mickey Joe Hart. You get either John Joe or Mickey Joe or Joe or Mickey or Joe.
I know a
Joe.
John.
A John. Mm-hmm. Yeah, President Kennedy's son, who alas passed away. Was John.
Oh, but I know a John that's still alive.
But who's called John Joe Mickey Bo? That's a step too far as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, they're looking for two boys aged between 7 and 12, even if they've never acted before.
Who's they?
The producers of the show, of the film.
Well, where do they go?
Open auditions will be held in Belfast Waterfront Hall on Saturday the 10th of May from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. and the following day, Sunday the 11th of May, from 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. Every child must be accompanied by an adult of 18 years or over.
But did they not make a film about that?
No, they made a film called Billy Elliot.
And what are you making?
We're making another film
What?
called John Joe Mickey Bo.
Oh, what?
It tells a moving story of young boys who go through major changes in their lives with a large amount of adventure on the way. The starring roles for two young Northern Irish actors are still to be filled. Billy Elliot has just been used as an example of what can happen when a young lad comes in and auditions for a part, suddenly becomes a star. These two chaps...
Have they got to be ballet dancers?
No, they haven't. It's nothing to do with ballet dancing.
What did you told?
I said Billy Elliot was...
Well, what do they want these young fellas for?
They're making a film, a moving story of young boys who go through major changes
So it's
in
got
their
nothing
lives.
to do with ballet dancing?
Nothing whatsoever.
Right.
You don't have to be able to dance, ballet, or otherwise, or indeed the hucklebuck.
Okay.
All you have to do is be someone who thinks you might be a good actor. Now, you can imagine the thousands and thousands of people who will turn up for that, but that's their problem. Auditions will be held in Belfast Waterfront Hall on Saturday the 10th of May between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. and Sunday the 11th of May from 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. There's a thing for you to do. Why don't you talk to the person who's organising this and we'll interview him and talk about it, get more details on it. It's a fella called...
I'm sure someone else has done that.
John Bennett would have done that, yeah.
Go on,
That's not the reason why we shouldn't do things, because we assume that other people should do them. I see that you and I are going to the Sony Awards next week.
Yes.
I'm surprised that you're going.
Will you introduce me to people?
Yes, but I want you to do something for me in exchange. I want to tell you something that happened to me. I want you to look after me.
Who's going to look after me?
You don't need looking after because you don't matter.
Right.
Now, the last time I was there, I'm going to tell you what happened. You see...
Why don't you tell that man on
No,
one?
it's important that I tell you the lead up to it. Last year's Sony Awards, of course, are the Radio Oscars held in the Grosvenor Hotel in London. Only the great and the good are invited there. I don't know why you're going, but nevertheless, your name's on the list. Anyway, 2 or 3 weeks before the Sonys last year, I happened to be in BBC in Belfast, in London, and
Why don't you let me talk?
Look, don't interrupt me. And I was walking down the street with a very prominent person, and I met another prominent
I think
man.
I know this story.
No, you don't. Well, stop interrupting me and I'll tell you.
Well, why don't you let me
I
go?
was walking down the street with a very prominent figure in management in the BBC. And another chap came along, who's a very influential chap indeed. And a conversation occurred on the sidewalk. And he said to me, he said, will you be here for a while? I said, no, well, I'm going now in a couple of hours. He said, when's the next time you'll be in London? I said, I'll be over for the Sony Awards in 2 weeks. He said, I'll see you there, we'll have a chat then. And I said, great. I said, great, this is great. This will be great for my career. You know the way my career's really done. Yeah. So I said, this is great. So I said to myself, I'll meet this man at the Sony. Very important man, I can't tell you who he is. Because, you fall off your chair, basically.
It was John Bennett.
It wasn't. I hadn't talked about people like that. I talked about important people. Anyway, I went there. I was off the cigarettes at the time. And, well, we did very well, Radio 4, as you know. We have a habit of doing well at Sony's. And there was a celebratory kind of an atmosphere. And I had taken some wine, right? And then I was given a large Cuban cigar by someone who shall be nameless. I said to myself, now, I'll smoke this cigar because, after all, it's a great night for the station. And I'm off the fags, but that's not really a fag because it's a large Cuban cigar, Havana cigar. So I smoked it, and I was very sick. Very sick.
Serves you right.
And I was really sick, but I nearly recovered, and I wasn't quite recovered, but I thought the best way to do it is keep drinking more. So I started drinking vodka, you see. So about kind of 1 o'clock...
Who was buying it?
Wasn't me, anyway. Yeah. About 1 o'clock, I realised that I was 3 sheets to the wind. Right. I was talking, the way I talk, I said to myself, right, the time has come for me to leave. See, you went there to look after me. Right. So I said to myself, no, I'll do what Sean Coyle does. I'll go to the toilet and not come back.
Right. Yes.
You see, you say to the people, I'm off to loo, and you go to loo, and then you slip out. Right, so I went to loo, and then I slipped out. My little legs were unsteady. And I went out to the main door of the Grosvenor Hotel in London. Very spiffy place. You've never been there, of course, but you'll be there next week. I'll show you how to get in. I'll show you how to talk to the people. And anyway, I was walking out, and I could hardly walk. I was pissed. Hardly walk. And who do you think walked over to me and says, there you are? The man that I was supposed to talk to.
Bennett.
No, the man I was supposed to talk to. He says, can we have that chat now? And I says, well, I'm just supposed to go home, actually. But I knew there was no point in me talking to him. I said, see you little bye. And there was the most important man in the world that was wanting to talk to me, and I couldn't talk to him. So I want you to do two things. One, I want you to arrange with the management of the Grosvenor Hotel that in every toilet there's a chute that leads down to the street for people
like you
who go to the toilet and don't want to go back.
All right.
And a chute down that leads to the taxi rank. You just drive out the street, you go, taxi! So nobody sees you going out the front door. Because the worst thing is going out the front door when you're trying to get out. And secondly, don't let me smoke any cigars, okay?
Right.
That's it.
And thirdly?
See, that was worth... There were only 2 things.
No, but I'm adding a third one.
What's the third one?
I want to tidy up your room. There's a man on one.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, sir.
Yes, you sound very far away, but I know that's the case. I mean, I know that's not the case. You're being on a mobile phone, of course. Where are you at the moment?
I'm sitting here facing a building site here at Craigavon.
Oh, how interesting.
It is, the boys are just...
Just leaning on their shovels, are they?
They're leaning on their shovels, and I hear one man's went over an hour fella in the big hole, and he says, all right, he's looking into it, so I didn't bother anymore, so I'm just waiting on them here.
The old jokes are the best. Right, carry on. What do you want anyway?
Right, I was actually looking at a word with Jordy yesterday when you were on, but he went too soon, and I couldn't get talking to him, but...
Yes.
You're a man of the world, so to speak, and there's been a powerful lot of stories going around about you knowing about birds now. About birds and chimneys and things like that there.
Yes, well, the I think the item you're referring to is the infestation of fleas in a man's house.
Right.
Who thought that they came from the bird's nest, but apparently that is not the case.
Well, Jordy says they're not anyway. Well, I was looking to know, I actually have birds under my floorboards.
Oh, look at you.
Coming from putting the central heat, then, you put your pipes up the wall. Some of them put them up the wall into the floorboards that way.
Oh, that's all. Any kind of building is a mystery to me. Just gloss over that bit.
I didn't actually fill in the...
in other words, what you're saying is whatever the workmen did, the birds get in.
Yes, and they're under the floorboards, and I just want to know, is it all right to let them lie there, or is it to affect them pretty sharp?
Well, what's your gut feeling on this?
My gut feeling is, well, I was told when I heard the last time about apparently some woman had rang in and asked Jordy, and Jordy told her to get a life.
Oh, is that what he said?
He told her to get a life, but I just want to know, is it okay for them to let them sit there, or they will...
I remember the circumstances of Geordie's telling the woman to get a life. What she said was, the birds weren't actually in her house. They were outside under her eaves.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And she wanted to shoot them and everything. And Geordie said, no, they're outside your house. What harm can they possibly do you? She didn't want them about the place at all, like Lord Brookborough. So I don't know. Yours is a different matter because they've already infested your house. They are inside your house. That's a different thing.
Under the floorboards, around the heat with the heat in the pipes, you see, and I can hear them squeaking because they're right under my bed.
Well, you see, in circumstances like this, they will be comfortable in there because they're near the heater.
Yeah,
Therefore,
exactly.
When birds are comfortable, they breed, almost like people from Northern Ireland. You see, they will breed, and the problem will continue. The birds will get no less. They will increase in number. And I would say...
Well, I don't know what sort they are. They could be Catholic, they could be Protestant. I don't know, you say.
Well, you need to inquire. What you need to do, pipe down some political broadcasts.
Yeah.
And take a note of which ones they pay attention to. Anything with Sinn Féin in it. If you hear them standing up straight and going, Chucky or la, you'll know. You'll know. And pipe down a bit of Jeffrey Donaldson. That'll get them out.
Geordie says a wee bit of J.S. Fluid might get them out too.
I don't know about that. J.S. Fluid is not suitable for nearly everything, especially with white lemonade. I don't know what you would do. Maybe he's listening, but I would suggest that you take steps to evict them, because no good will come of it.
Yeah, but sure, if I ever hear you
mentioning
the Geordie, if you could say, tell him anyway.
And they're under your floorboards, under your bed.
Yeah, and now that I'm talking to you, just...
As many as a man would kill to have a bird under his bed.
No, they actually call me because I'm out in the truck at the minute, right? And they call me alias the rubber duck, right?
Yes.
Now, apparently there's another duck floating about, but it's to do with Duncan.
Oh, a Duncan duck.
Oh, he's a Duncan duck, all right, because he's very pally with him, and I just want to set the record straight that there is only one rubber duck. He might be the duck, but there's only one rubber duck.
You don't want your position usurped.
And that's APS rubber duck.
Let me just make a note of that. You're the APS rubber duck. And who is this other rubber duck person? What is he?
I don't know who he is. I don't even think he's a rubber at all. I think he's just an ordinary duck.
Yes, he's probably just one of the Hugo people. They're not like the others. They're not like the rest of us.
And is your boat full?
It's as full as a pole.
I heard you had two boats. You say one was Catholic, one was Protestant. I was wondering if I could get settled into one of them.
No, we dropped that idea because a mixed couple wrote to us.
Are you marrying them?
No, we're marrying a couple of the same denomination. I wouldn't. A mixed couple wrote to us and said that they couldn't bear to be separated. So we've decided to put everyone in the one boat.
You wouldn't actually tie a wee boat on the back of it then? No.
Well, there's talk of a trailer craft, yes. But leave that with me, Rubber Duck. Over and out. Okay.
Right, Gerry.
Bye.
Okay, Neil. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
I was telling Gerry there was another call there, Roberta. Okay. All right.
He was telling me there's another call. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Good morning.
Yes, who's that?
This is Irene from Portadown.
Hello, Irene. How you doing, love? You okay?
Not too bad.
Good. What can we do for you today?
Well, Gerry, I was looking to know if some of your listeners would know where I would get tarling nappies.
Pardon?
It's no tarling for making nappies for babies.
Tarling?
Tarling.
You need a bucket then, don't you?
No.
You need a bucket that stands outside the back door. Do you remember that?
No.
There are people... Oh, yes. What you used to do is... See, now people don't do that because they have disposable nappies.
Yes.
So what people used to do is to have nappies like yourself, toweling... I'm not saying you wear a nappy. I'm saying that nappies, the likes of which you're talking about, what they used to do is to...
Steep them in a bucket.
Steep them in a bucket outside. And woe betide the person who went too near that bucket. I have to say to you, why do you require these toweling nappies?
For the third world.
Oh, really? Oh,
yes,
okay.
and it's we're looking to know if we could get any place would have the material that would make them. We could make them ourselves.
You mean ordinary tiles?
Ordinary the same thing as tiles would be made with.
Yeah, well, sure. No, nappies used to be made because I could change a nappy with one hand, smoking a cigarette at the same time.
So could I.
But I used to always worry about the effect of secondary smoking on the child. But the fact is, you do it because you can, basically. Any man who can change a nappy with one hand while smoking a fag deserves to show off, I think. But people don't do that anymore.
No.
Well, okay, so the nappies that I used to change, I used to be a great triangular man. I used to double up in triangle.
Right.
It's just ordinary tiling, basically.
Ordinary tiling.
So are ordinary tiles no good to you, or do you want a specific type of tile?
Well, it would have to be white material.
White material, yes.
It would have to be white.
So anyone who's got white tiles, hotels are the only people I know who use them all the
But
time.
there's bound to be firms, factories somewhere that makes the dressing gowns and all.
Would have
They're bound to have tiling, but we don't know where to get it.
Mr. Coyle is screaming at me for some reason.
No, what about Desmond's?
What about Desmond's?
They make dressing gowns.
That's right.
Have they contacted you?
No, but I'm telling you.
I know about Desmond's. Don't you think it'd be better to wait until they contact you?
No, but this
instead of
lady-
saying, all right, what about DuPont?
No, the lady is...
What about Enkelon?
The lady
What
asked...
about Coca-Cola? What about Schweppes?
They don't make nappies nor dressing gowns. The lady wanted to ask you, is any factory that uses that tiling material, and I said to you, Desmond's use it.
Okay,
That's where the conversation is at now. Desmond's.
I'm surprised.
And I stopped.
I'm surprised you're listening at all.
Right.
All right, then. That's what you were saying, madam, is it?
Yes.
Well, what about Desmond's?
Where's it?
Where is it?
Well, where does that lady live?
Portadown.
Portadown. The nearest Desmond's factory to Portadown. What do we see?
Are there a number of Desmond's factories? They trade all. They make stuff
Yes.
for Marks and Spencer's,
Yes,
don't they?
yeah.
And do they not trade in the third world as
That
well?
lady knows Desmond's.
Does she?
Well, she knows the name.
Know the name?
Yeah, you see.
Yeah, well, there
it's
you
a
are.
big famous name.
Yeah. Do you know anyone there? Obviously you do. If
Yeah.
You're mentioning it. Yeah, don't you?
Yeah,
You do, yeah. Well, stop mentioning them.
Why?
Because you're doing it for your own ends.
We're trying to help. Is this for the third world, is it?
It
one
is.
of your-
That's
Yeah.
trying to help the
One of
children
your-
in the third world.
One of your golfing buddies own it. Is that right?
Work in it.
One of your golfing buddies works in it.
Yeah.
I knew there was some connection
Yeah.
with golf.
Yes.
You see, this is one of the things you must realise. You may not find this in the third world, but in Western democracies, there's such a thing as a cabal of golfers who run the world, and Mr. Coyle is one of them. He knows things that nobody else knows. If a house is to be bought, he knows who has bought it before the person has bought it. If someone wants to know how much money a man has in the bank, he can tell you before anyone else knows. Any planning permission that's to be made, any house that's to be knocked down, any field that's to be sold, he will know before anyone else. Any man that... Sorry,
Yes, I see.
I lose control there.
Uh-huh.
Any man who's living out of wedlock with another woman will be named.
Right. So Desmond's.
Desmond's, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Desmond's, yeah. Sorry, I lost control there. You may think it's odd that I go off into your rants like that, but this is a regular
Turn
thing.
me off, please.
I will indeed. You're shamed now, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
You're going to hit me soon, aren't you?
It may happen in London.
He's going to hit me soon. All right, then. So all I can do is suggest that someone out there would contact us if you get any material there that they have over, you know?
Right.
Because in the manufacturing process. But then again, you see, it might be the same as the catering business. In the catering business, they always say you'll never be a success in the catering business unless you know what to do with your leftovers. What you do is you make beef stroganoff and sell it to the punters for the evening meal. Now, maybe clothing factories, they do something with the stuff they've left over. Or maybe they don't. Maybe you might be lucky. White tiling you need
Yes.
to make nappies. What particular... Is this a particular organisation you're involved in?
No, it's just a group of women
Yes.
at the Ash Grove Community Centre.
Have you just got together to do this?
No, we're together where we run jumping sales and all for the third world.
Well, any particular area that you're interested in helping is just... where do you send your stuff to?
Well, we send to Romania and we send to a whole lot of different countries.
Well, fair play to you. You know, there's a lot of efforts like that people don't know about. Well done to you and your girls. Okay, so we will try and help you in any way. So if anyone out there can help, give us a ring, and if anyone does ring with any kind of an offer of help for your group, we'll ring you back.
Right, thanks very much, Gerry.
Okay, bye.
Love your show.
Thank you.
Right, bye.
Bye. That number again is 08459 555 678. I hope you don't take anything personally.
That's Roberta. A man phoned in to know where would he get a wintergreen rub.
Well, has he hung around the BBC?
No, do you remember the wintergreen?
Oh, sorry.
Do you?
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
You do.
It sounds familiar, but a wintergreen rub. Is that
didn't you-
the stuff that smells like cloves?
Then when you played football, remember the?
Oh,
football?
yes.
You remember all that?
Oh,
rub?
yes, that's footballers used to always smell of it.
You smelled off it once.
I did not. I never used wintergreen rub.
Did you not?
I was a Vic man.
We-
Where is this person?
the person's on one.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Gerry.
Do you use wintergreen or Vic?
No, not interested.
All right, then.
Gerry.
Jay's fluid?
No, no way.
Yes, go ahead, sorry.
No, Gerry, this is a serious call now.
Okay, I'm sorry, love.
I had a wee chihuahua shot dead on the 2nd of November.
Was
Now,
it guilty of any particular crime?
No, Gerry, this is serious.
I know.
I am breaking my heart, and I've been on everywhere.
I'm sorry, love. I'm sorry.
I have one. She's 9, but he was 7, and they were brother and sister. And a lot of thugs came to the door and shot through and killed the chihuahua.
Oh, dear.
Now, the CID and all are in on it, but there's no one at the moment.
You mean somebody came and deliberately shot your dog?
Yes, they did.
Oh, I thought it was an accident.
No,
I'm sorry, love, for making fun
of you.
of
It was no accident, Gerry.
Oh, dear.
Now, Gerry, what I wanted to know was, I'm fretting. I haven't buried out the back. I can't get breeders, or if anyone out there has a wee chihuahua.
A wee pup? A wee chihuahua pup?
Yes, I'm willing to pay, Gerry. But they're very rare breeds.
Oh, I know.
And he had a great wee pedigree, but I'm not into showing. I just want one to love.
What a terrible thing to happen.
Yes.
What age was the wee thing?
He was 7.
Oh, dear.
And I haven't from you 5 weeks.
What kind of a country are we living in anyway?
I want to know that. No one can answer that.
Yeah, no, nobody can answer that. You're absolutely right.
Dogs. And
all right.
it has really made me ill. But if there's anyone out there who has chihuahuas, it would be a dog preferably, because I have a wee bitch here, and they were brother and sister, and I would take it. I'm willing to pay,
yeah,
and it would be coming to a good home, as the vets can say that, the Ballyclare vet knows that. I just want another wee chihuahua. My husband wasn't allowing me to have one, but I've got round him sort of now. And
well, did you say you still had a couple?
I have one. I have one, and she is 9.
Yes.
It was her little brother, who was 7. I had a brother and sister.
Dear, were they together all their lives?
Yes, I have.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Dear.
So I'd have to introduce another one very gently to her.
Yeah.
But she's a timid wee thing, and she sleeps a lot.
Yeah.
Where he was a wee menace and into everything.
Well, in Chihuahua terms, is it getting a little old now? Because some of the small dogs live a very long time.
Yeah, they say they can live according to the book, 17 years and all that. But she has a heart problem.
Yes.
And the vet explained to me it's between 1 and 5, and she's at 3. And that she will start to sleep a lot. But in saying that, when I take her out for a walk and all, she's full of life.
There's more than your Chihuahua starting to sleep a lot, I'll tell you that.
Is that right? Is Sean doing it too?
Yeah, he nods off after his dinner every night for about an hour and a half until the pub's open properly.
Well, most of you do that anyway, don't you?
Yeah, but there was a time, I never used to sleep after my dinner. I'm finding myself, I do it an odd time now, It's like, that's my father used to do that. And I've turned into my father.
When you get over 30, I think you do that, Gerry.
Well, I haven't reached that yet.
No, I know you haven't.
I have a way to go.
I know that.
I'm terribly sorry to hear that. You must have broke your heart.
I'm still breaking my heart. There's not a day goes by I'm not sobbing about him,
When did that happen?
The 2nd of November there, 2002. I've had a few incidents here, and... But anyway...
Well, a little bird tells me that you know who did it, but we won't mention that.
That is correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
That's evil. I think that's disgraceful. I really, really do.
There's no... I can't even describe.
Yeah.
When I look at the love you get from an animal like this, chihuahuas, and the like of them thugs and dirt running about, I just would only get into trouble. I can't say enough.
It's not the chihuahuas or the animals.
No.
Here we go. Here. Hold on a minute.
There's a gentleman phoned to say that there's an ad in the Interim Guardian today or yesterday, whatever. But there's a telephone number. We have a telephone number here where there's an advertisement for chihuahuas for sale.
Oh, lovely.
Have you got the number there?
Yeah.
Have you got a pen there, love?
I have indeed.
Okay.
All right.
Indeed.
Go ahead.
We'll give it out because it's in the paper now.
That's all right.
Right. 028.
Yeah.
028.
256.
256.
319.
319.
46.
46.
Yeah.
That is lovely.
There you are.
256-319-46. And you tell that person when you ring up, if you're going to do business with him, you tell them that if he does you a good deal, that we will talk to him.
I will indeed, Gerry. I'd like to thank you very, very much and enjoy your show. I don't miss it.
Okay.
And I'd like to thank you very, very much.
Not at all. I hope you get a nice wee dog and it gets on well with the one you have.
Oh, I'll introduce them gently. Be good too.
All right, then.
Okay, I'll let you know anyway, Gerry.
I must send you a copy of that Pets magazine.
Yes.
We're all in it with dogs. There might be something in there for you. I'll send you a copy today.
Trying to cheer the
lovely.
lady up.
All right, then. Listen, we have to go anyway, love. Sorry to hear about that, but sure, better days ahead. Okay, love?
Okay, thank you,
Bye.
Gerry.
Bye. We'll be back after news, 4 minutes past 11.
92 to 95 FM.
And 1341 medium wave.
BBC Radio Ulster.
It's 11 o'clock. This is the news with Linda Ray. Iraqi sources say American troops have opened fire on another group of protesters in the town of Fallujah. This time, 2 people are said to have been killed. The crowd was demonstrating against Monday night's incident when 13 people were shot dead. From Baghdad, Demetha Luthra.
Some 1,000 had gathered outside the main US headquarters in Fallujah to protest about Monday's incident. When some started throwing stones, the Americans reacted by opening fire. An officer has said they're investigating whether this was in self-defense. Local city officials who witnessed the event say there was no shooting from the demonstrators. For Monday's incident, the Americans claimed that the Iraqis opened fire first and they were simply retaliating.
The US Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld has arrived in Baghdad after a brief stop in the southern Iraqi city of Basra. He told British troops the capture of Basra was a remarkable accomplishment. A suicide bomber has blown himself up in Tel Aviv, killing 3 people and wounding dozens of others. Witnesses said the bomber detonated the explosives when a security guard stopped him from entering a crowded bar along the city's seafront. The 21-year-old man shot dead by police near Lisburn last night was Neil John McConville from Bleary in Craigavon. The PSNI say they opened fire after trying to stop a car which struck 2 officers. 1 man died and another was taken to hospital. Police say a weapon was found in the vehicle. Investigators from the Police Ombudsman's office are at the scene of the shooting. Sinn Féin's Martin McGuinness has described the bugging of his telephone conversations as disgraceful. He blamed Special Branch and said he would be referring the allegations to Downing Street. The claims are contained in a new book about Mr McGuinness. Organisers of this summer's Special Olympics are to ask delegates from SARS-affected nations to impose a voluntary quarantine on athletes and officials travelling to the Games. The plan emerged after council officials in County Tipperary recommended that the team from Hong Kong don't stay in the town of Clonmel. Mary Davis, the chief executive of the Games Organising Committee, says any countries approached so far have been open and supportive of the move.
We really want to reassure the public and the volunteers and the entire island of Ireland that have been so supportive of these games and enthusiastically supported them. We want to assure them that Special Olympics is not a threat.
4-week-old Rachel Lennon, the baby girl who was flown by the RAF to a specialist hospital unit in Glasgow, will be meeting her brothers and sisters for the first time today. Rachel was only 2 days old when she was flown to Scotland after developing breathing difficulties. She needed a special ventilator, but now that she's breathing on her own, she can be treated at Antrim Area Hospital with her family close by. Her father, Jonathan, says her brothers and sisters can't wait to see her.
None of them have seen her yet, just photographs, so this will be a very big day for them all, so they're all getting up later on after school to see her. So thanks to everybody because they did really do everything they could, and that's why she's here today, because they were all so good.
And the weather, some sunshine and showers. BBC Radio Ulster News.
BBC Radio Ulster.
Travel news. Water mains are being installed on the Dromore Road in Carrickfergus. That's from Downshire Gardens to Carrickburn Road. As a result, the stretch has been closed and traffic is being diverted. There are temporary traffic controls in place on the Low Road in Island McGee. Carriageway reconstruction work is being carried out and delays can be expected. And major roadworks are ongoing on the A1 Banbridge bypass. A flyover is being constructed at its junction with the B10 and the bypass has been reduced to 1 lane in each direction and a contraflow system is in place. Sinead Maguire reporting.
Travel news from BBC Radio Ulster.
Thank you. Welcome back. It's 4 minutes past 11 o'clock, as predicted. The number to ring if you want to contact this programme is 08459 555 678. Or you can send me an email if you wish. I remember to turn on the machine there. It's jerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk. Much concern expressed over the demise, or should I say the emigration of Michael, correspondent to this programme. He's going to Seattle on Saturday. Rather sudden, I think, but he was on yesterday and was rather tearful, I thought about it. A little bit upset. If I may paraphrase the words of Brian Field, Seattle, here I come. Anyway, this has affected some people. Had a number of phone calls, a number of emails, and indeed this fax which just arrived from a man called Charlie who wishes to remain anonymous as regards the second portion of his name. Over the past number of years, I have been highly entertained by the contributions Michael has made to the programme. On one memorial occasion, he's still alive. On one memorable occasion, I had to stop the car and pull over in University Street, which is always a risk. Unable to drive, with tears of laughter running down my face, with his wonderful tangerine-stroke-tambourine story. Yes, I remember that. It was good. I feel rather sad that he is departing so suddenly this Saturday for Seattle. Is there any possibility of bringing him into the studio for one final turn? Sometimes you do the show from Belfast. This might suit him to pop in or even do a pre-recorded segment and splice it in whilst you run to the toilet. Perhaps Sean could ring him for a monthly contribution on life in Seattle. Well, you see, that would be a better idea. I won't be down this next couple of days. I'm doing other things. So, sadly, we probably won't be able to do that. But there's no reason at all why we can't keep in contact with Michael. That is, of course, if indeed he wishes to keep in contact with us, which is not by no means a foregone conclusion. Then, in, say, 6 months, yourself and Mr. Coyle could fly out to Seattle to make up a series of programmes about Northern Irelanders in Seattle. Oh, you're from Ballymena? Yes, I am, sir. I believe you're doing really well making tires. I'm making a fortune. You're a millionaire now. Isn't that great? And you've got a swimming pool and everything. I have. Surely you wouldn't get one of them in Ballymena. I'm telling you. There's the programme.
You did all that.
We did all that before.
You did all
I was
that.
fed up doing that.
You're doing it again.
I was fed up doing
You're
that.
still doing it?
I'm not doing that.
You're so...
When will I do that? I haven't done that for ages.
If you could get half a chance...
No, I wouldn't do it. I'm not doing
Yes,
that
you
again.
would.
I look at you now in Washington, and you came from Sharkin. My God, what's a wee man from Sharkin doing here, doing so well? And I believe you're managing director of a... Oh, great. And look at you've got a swimming pool. Oh, that's great. Isn't that brilliant? Who would have thought you could do that?
Well, what
and
happened,
you from Sharkin.
What happened to the great idea of you going back to Canada to trace your roots?
That's not my roots.
Well, your past.
No, my colourful past. That's different. I have a story to tell.
Yeah, well, why won't you do that?
No, I'm not going to be...
Why won't you do that?
Because they won't let me.
No, because it never existed. It never happened. That's why.
Well, I'm certainly not going to sit around and swim, but I can tell stories about strippers and rock and roll giants and things like that. But they won't let me do it because...
Why won't you do it?
Because the Northern Ireland people...
Why don't you do it and put it on television?
I'm trying.
I said that well, talk to a man.
I'm trying, don't you?
Say, this is the hotel, this is where I stood, and this is and bring on, and this is Chris Christopherson that I played with.
They're not interested in me or anything that I do. They want me to go out and talk to a man who makes tires in Seattle. Anyway,
and you
stop this, will you?
You could be sitting in the room talking to Chris Christopherson, and then I could.
I don't like your tone. You're being sarcastic.
Then I could come in,
and I'd say, "Here's a lad from home,"
and then I'll say to you, Gerry, do you know who's outside in the lobby waiting to talk to you?
Elvis Presley.
Whenever you get rid of.
And I could say, "Here's a young buck from home."
Bob Dylan. I'll bring in Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
You see, so.
Right. Then, say 6 months' time, Sean and you could fly to Seattle to make a series of programmes about Northern Ireland in Seattle and meet up with Michael on tour. Of course, there may be no Northern Irelanders in Seattle, but who cares? The two of you need a trip. After all, your stories of previous trips to Australia, New York and the West Coast are wearing a little thin. And our trip to Seattle will give you and Mr. Coyle an opportunity to replenish your memory banks. Oh, he's right there.
Who wrote that? Who's
See,
that
you
from?
didn't like that.
No, who's
I'm
that
not
from?
telling you because
I applaud that person.
Now you'll have his windows broken.
Send it to Tim Cook.
Yeah, well, don't you name people. It's very risky. Don't be naming anybody. Because then they know who you're talking about. Don't do that again.
All right. Don't send it to him.
I won't send it to nobody.
I took my love and I took it down. Climbed a mountain and I turned around, and I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills. Well, the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child
That's the Dixie Chicks. That's a great song. That's an old Fleetwood Mac song called Landslide, or Stevie Nicks, should I say. Dixie Chicks were demonized and given a hard time in America for saying that they're ashamed to be from Texas because George Bush is from there too. I say fair play to you, girls. Also because one of them is married to a man from Northern Ireland. That can't be all. So anyone who's married to a man from Northern Ireland doesn't like George Bush is all right in my book. They're also fine singers, which is more than you can say about this person. We've had a lot of requests to play this.
Oh, but I watch her so sadly. Oh, can I tell her he loves her? Yes, he would give his heart gladly. But each day when she walks through the sea, she looks straight, her head not at him. Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she passes he smiles, but she doesn't see. Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she passes, each one she passes goes, ah. When she walks, she's like a summer that swings so cool and sways so gentle, but when she passes, each one she passes goes, ah. But each day when she walks through the sea, she looks straight, her head not at him. Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she passes he smiles, but he doesn't see. She doesn't see. She doesn't sing. She doesn't sing.
Mrs. Miller, I always think if Roseanne Barr ever sung, she would sound exactly like that. Look, Michael's, things are looking up for Michael. There's a lady who's just sent us an email, and she's in Seattle. Her name is Amelie McKeever. She's a listener. And she says, I hope you have your address this time.
Amelie?
Amelie.
It's an unusual name, isn't it?
It is indeed.
Yeah.
Omalle. Amelie.
Amelie what? McKeever?
Amelie just about fed up. Amelie McKeever, obviously. I would say probably an American married a man from here. I would say probably that kind of carry on. Because I don't know anybody called Amelie, do you?
No. Amelie, I know a lot of the McKeevers. I wonder what McKeever she is.
Nuala McKeever.
Yeah, what is she?
He's Nuala's sister, Amelie. It's a nice name, isn't it? It sounds kind of vaguely Indian.
Yes.
Because there was a lot of Indians around, should I say, indigenous Americans around the Seattle area.
But the McKeever bit would throw you.
The McKeever does throw you, yes.
Yeah.
I hope you have your address right this time. I've tried before. I just wanted to let you know that Michael will get a good welcome from your listeners here in the Seattle area. You see, you sit here and you talk a lot of crap. You don't... What was that?
I don't know, you bipped.
That wasn't me.
Yes, it was. You must have touched something.
I don't know what that
Your
is.
keyboard. Did you hit your keyboard?
No. There's some people in here
Yeah.
that I have no idea what they are.
There's somebody listening to you.
Someday something will happen here.
There's a person on the
Yes, I know. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Something pipping here and I can't identify it.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Hello, good morning.
Have you ever pipped unaccountably?
Maybe.
All right then. As long as I know someone else has done it. What can we do for you?
Well, it's a wee bit of a problem. Last Tuesday I borrowed Ivor Williams' cattle trailer to go and pick up some bricks in Hillsborough.
What a foolish thing to do.
Yeah. And
What were you
travelling-
thinking of, man?
I was travelling from Kilkeel to Hillsborough, and somewhere along the way, I lost a wheel.
Did you not notice that?
No, I didn't notice that till I got to Hillsborough.
Right.
And I'm wondering if anybody has found it in their front garden or over their head.
Or indeed between their teeth.
Or their windscreen or something like that.
Yeah, or on top of their car.
Yeah.
Right, so what kind of a wheel was it, as wheels go?
It was just
a wheel.
A big wheel off a cattle trailer, off an Ivor Williams cattle trailer.
But people won't know an Ivor Williams wheel when they see one.
It's slightly bigger than a car wheel.
All right, that's all we need to know. So where were you coming from again?
From Kilkeel to Hillsborough, to Wilson's Yard in Hillsborough.
If I was John Bennett, I'd say, what a wonderful part of the world.
Yeah.
It is a nice part of the world round there, actually, isn't it?
It is lovely.
It's lovely, especially now when the gorse is out.
But now the owner's looking for his wheel back.
I'm sure he is, and you'll have to pay for it if he doesn't get it.
And I'll have to pay for it if he doesn't get it.
Which is but a secondary consideration, but nonetheless important. All right, then. So anyone who files a wheel, I'll have to talk to people. You see, you have to be very careful in this programme. See, a lot of people don't understand it when you say things because they're not used to people talking. See, in the BBC, you have to talk in such a way that many people understand. See, when I'm talking to someone about a wheel, I'll have to talk to them in the language that they understand. So I have to say to you, you look at a wheel down there.
I've lost a wheel down here.
Look at a wheel down there. It could be laying along the side of the road there.
It could be anywhere.
That's it. See, people understand when I've said that. So that's it, done now. So pick her up and give us a ring.
I will do.
Right, okay.
Could you play a request for the owner of the wheel?
Yes, Ivor.
His name was Jack.
And he lives in the back of a Greta Garbo home for wayward boys and girls.
Yeah. What about that song, One Wheel on My Wagon?
I'm still rolling. I don't have that with me, actually, to be funny. Sorry, not to be funny. To be honest with you, I don't have that with me. I could play it for you tomorrow, but I've got so many things that sometimes I don't bring everything. If I brought everything down with me, I'd need a wheelbarrow. And you look at a wheelbarrow.
Do you know how many wheelbarrows I have here?
Many?
58.
58? You're looking red on them. You're looking red on them. You're looking red on them.
I'm delivering wheelbarrows.
You're delivering wheelbarrows. As Hugo says, it's all in front of you.
It's all in front of me.
That's what Hugo always says. That's what Hugo always says. It's like I'm on the wheelbarrow. It's all in front of you. It's all in front of you. That's good.
Well, I have an array full of wheelbarrows here.
I know, okay then. Well, we hope you get your wheel. And anyone who finds that wheel, if you do find the wheel, give us a ring at 08459 555 678. That's another thing I could put in my CV. Gerry Anderson, Radio Ulster, wheels got.
Wheel finder.
Budgies terminated. Cats neutered. Housewives stimulated. And children castigated. All right, thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Bye. Bye. I just made up a building there to the top of my head.
What was the last wheel you found?
There's 3 wheels on my wagon, but I'm still rolling along the Cherokee after me, singing the happy song.
There's a man on 2 who's not happy with you.
Oh, good. Good morning. I like a good row in the morning. I like the smell of napalm in the morning. Hello, good morning.
I want to ask you, now, you're coming on again and you're saying that you're going to the Sony Awards.
Yes.
Are you invited to this thing every year?
Yes, because...
And if you are invited, do you take anybody with you? And do you drink any free wine? And do you ever think, if you are nominated, what about the contributors to the show? Do they not get a mention in these things? Or is it all up front with you?
Last year, funnily enough, I mentioned that to Terry.
Who's Terry?
Terry Wogan. Whilst we were standing at the bar, I said, what are you having? I said, just the usual, Terry, you don't have to pay.
Who pays for all this that you're going? Is it coming out of your pocket?
Oh, absolutely.
Or are you getting lifted and laid again?
I have a slate there in the Grosvenor Hotel.
No, but I'm talking about you making your way over there.
Oh, well, you see,
Who pays for you?
We're representing the station. Now, let me tell you how it works, you see. We have been very lucky up here in Radio 4. No, not lucky.
I know you, sir. I know you've got awards. I know that.
We are, for the size of this station, we are by far the most decorated station in Britain. And it's because of the talented work and the hard dedication and the hours put in by the like of Geraldine that we are in that position today. And indeed, many of the talented presenters, none of whom are here today.
And many of you are going over.
Well, you see, Radio Ulster has been nominated for Best Station of the Year, which is great. And Radio Foyle has been nominated for another category, Best Station of the Year. And Radio Foyle has also been nominated for our news coverage.
And you're not getting nominated?
Well, you
but
see,
why are you going?
No, because the Radio Ulster nomination is for everyone on Radio Ulster, so I'm a part of that. And the Radio Foyle nomination is for everyone on Radio Foyle. I'm a part of that too. So in 2 counts,
So you're getting sent twice?
In a manner of speaking,
And you'll
yes.
get you'll have 2 tabs and you can drink as much as you like and put your credit in 2 tabs.
There is a certain amount of free wine, which will all be drunk by the other broadcasters before we get there.
That's a laugh. You're getting 2 tabs because you're affiliated to both stations.
Mr. Coyle's very excited. He hasn't been there since 1989.
Right, okay, give me your phone.
When was he there?
Well, we actually won one year.
I know you did.
Well,
Have
that
you
was the
not
last.
won since?
It's a very high honour. It's like winning an Oscar. You don't.
I
win
understand that.
I'll tell
but
you
have
what.
you not been nominated since?
Some reaction.
I'll tell you what. If Stephen Nolan wins, there's going to be an awful row.
Who's that?
Fellow at a City Beat. He won one last year.
I never listened to City Beat, Gerry.
See if he wins one again. I'm going to beat him up.
I couldn't tell you what.
I haven't been nominated. I haven't been nominated for a while. I don't know why. Why have I never been nominated
You
since?
were nominated once and won. What
When
one do you
did
want?
you win?
You won.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because George Jones
12
won.
years ago, was it?
What are you saying that? Of course it couldn't be 12
I
years.
said as long as that.
I turned him off there.
And you've never been nominated since?
As far as I know, no. But you see, it's like an Oscar. I mean, Liam Neeson never won an Oscar.
But sure, there's a whole lot of people won 2 and 3. Why could you not win on it?
I don't know. They don't get me in England.
Who nominates all these people?
They don't like me in England. Sure, you know.
Well, I know that.
You know that.
I know that. But sure, the last time you won that, they give you a spin on Radio 2.
I know, and then they put me on the Radio 4 and then they hunted me. See, once you dirty your bib, that's it, isn't it, really?
But sure, people got Oscars. Some people got 3 and 4.
But I'm not finished yet. The reason why I've never been nominated is because...
Who won the most Oscars?
That's a hard question.
You always ruin everything.
I just so it's James.
You just stop that conversation.
No, but James likes that question.
That conversation.
A hard question.
He's the same as you. That conversation was going in an interesting direction. You just stopped it dead in its tracks. That's not your function here. Your function is to help me have a.
Listen, you see if he wasn't with you.
Aye.
See when you go to Belfast in your programme, sure, no, you're not allowed to speak to you.
No, you don't. You don't.
If you ring up, you say, "Oh, we'll ring you back. We'll ring you back."
Do you know why you're not allowed to speak? Do you know why you're not allowed to speak to me when I'm in Belfast? Because there's quality people answering the phone.
There isn't quality people at all answering
I
the
tell
phone.
them keep those people away from me.
You see,
Many
them
Oscars
people-
that Jimmy Cagney won.
Pardon?
Many Oscars that Jimmy Cagney won.
Why do you persist in this? We've gone past that.
He won.
Many.
He
don't
won
know.
one for Yankee Doodle Down there.
That's it. That's the only one he ever got.
Oh yeah, all our listeners will know that. Yeah, that's about 60 years ago. Yeah, our student listeners will be appreciative of that.
All right.
Yeah. 30 years before they were, 40 years before they were born.
We could talk about the last.
I turned him off there.
The point about it is,
See, I can do that any time I want.
The last battle in America.
You've only won once, and how long since?
Turn me off.
Hear that click?
You're clicking him.
Stop clicking.
You're clicking. You're getting some fun out of us.
Hey, I used to.
Anyway, James, what do you want?
I only want to know who's paying for you. And you never take any of the contributors to your programme with you.
No, it's not good for them. Because what they see...
Okay.
No,
That's a laugh.
no.
People are carrying you year in, year out, and they never get any recognition.
No, it's not fair that the people should be asking to go, because if they went there, they would see what we're really like behind the scenes. And this is not something that the average person can take.
I know you're afraid of what happened in Ballycastle might happen over in England, or what happened in Northern Seaside down in Donegal might happen over in England too.
That's ancient history.
You're afraid of the public letting you down.
I'm afraid of
But
that.
sure, you could let us down if you got too much liquor.
There's every possibility I'll let you down. As a matter of fact, I can guarantee it. Right. Mind your own business anyway. Go out and collect your insurance. Don't you wonder about what us stars are doing?
They're having problems collecting insurance at the minute.
What's that?
Oh, do you not listen to Downtown?
No, tell me what's going on.
Oh, it's on every week, so it is.
We're not allowed to listen to Downtown.
It's on. There's people in Northern Ireland not getting collected because of a distribution problem.
Really?
It's quite serious, actually.
They're not getting collected. Do you mean they're not?
The premiums aren't being collected.
Oh, really? Because is the distribution problem to do with the fact that you can't knock on their door?
Something like that, Gerry. It would take too long to explain.
I must confess I don't know much about this, to be honest with you.
It's on every week in the talk programme in downtown.
Why come just to be on Talkback?
Oh, no, I don't. It may have hit Talkback, I don't know. I'm not quite sure. But it has really hit the airways in downtown with a large cyclonic wind.
A cyclonic wind?
Oh, aye.
Listen, is this purely a Belfast problem, do you think?
No, it's all over the province.
Province-wide?
And in England and Scotland.
Oh, what is the problem? Can you give it to me in a nutshell without compromising yourself?
The situation was that they gave the collecting situation out to an agency.
Uh-huh.
The agency's parent company went bust. And now they're trying to get someone else to take over the reins.
Oh, so the system is broken down.
And it's difficult. We might be out of a job, Gerry, put it that way.
Oh, dear.
It's quite difficult. And I maybe be looking for you to see if you could give me a leg up on the ladder to look for work.
Well, you go slowing down, you know. There's always a bit of a ray of light there. Well, what are the people still see? Now, here's an interesting thing. If I'm insured with someone and he doesn't come and collect my money, am I still insured?
You are, Jay. Yes. Under the present situation, because of the situation that has arisen, people's policies are still in force.
It's basically an operational difficulty.
There's some people in Belfast here haven't been collected for 9 months.
Well, that's the length of your average pregnancy.
And that's a difficult situation.
Okay. All right, then. Okay, everybody has their troubles, and we hope that you don't lose your job, because
you're not going to have any problems anyway. You're going away to England for a few days. Who's taking over the programme? Of course, away.
Some other person, I suppose. Listen, I hope you don't lose your job, because it means you'll be ringing every day if you do.
I don't know about that.
Can't have that. All right, then. The best of luck to you, my son.
Take care, Jay.
Bye.
Bye now.
Bye.
How can I change my mind? And how can I stop the fight? And how can I learn to trust the process of my life? Can I understand for a moment?
That's a great record, isn't it? That's called Father, Brother, Lover and Son. That's from Irish band Relish. That's their new single. That's going to be big, I think. Well, it deserves to be. It probably won't be, of course. Somebody on the line. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Gerry.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm okay, thanks.
Good.
A wee bit of a problem here. Maybe I was hoping if there was any decorators out there listening, could maybe ring in and give me a wee bit of advice.
Yes.
I was doing a bit of painting the other day, and you know the Felux roof windows?
I must confess I don't.
You don't?
I'm proud to say. What are they?
They're roof windows.
What is a roof window? A roof window is it's like a skylight.
Yes, a skylight
Why
window.
did you say skylight, woman, for God's sake?
Well, I know them as Felux windows.
Skylight.
You
Okay,
see?
go ahead.
Right, okay. I didn't actually cover it over when I was painting, and I have got the paint on the surround, on the wooden surround of the window. Now, it was in a bathroom.
There's that pip again.
What is
Sorry,
that?
something keeps pipping. I won't rest until I find the source of it.
It's pipping at your end, for it's not pipping at my end.
Well, it's not pipping at my end. I can't speak for your end, but mine certainly hasn't pipped for a very long time.
My end's fine, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Right, yeah. As I say, I didn't cover over the wood.
Yeah.
I've got the paint on the wood now, and I can't get it off.
Oh, yeah, that's a serious thing. Have you tried the usual things, spirit of
Tried
what do you call
everything.
it?
I've tried white spirits, tried
Oh my
everything.
God. Oh, dear.
Now, it's a paint especially for a bathroom, it would be moisture resistant and that.
Oh.
Now, it is an emulsion paint, and I thought it wouldn't be any bother getting it off, but I'm afraid...
Alas, that was not the case. Emulsion paint on wood.
On wood,
Basically, your problem. Emulsion paint on wood. I'm just taking a note of that.
And I was just wondering if there was any decorators out there, maybe they had some wee tips.
Do you know, I often wonder what happened to me. Do you know my father was the greatest man at making things and doing everything? And he could do anything. He was do you know the man who can do everything?
Yeah.
A handyman. Anything. He could build things. He could tear out fireplaces. He could paint. He could make wooden things. He could do anything. And then he got married and had me.
And you can't do anything.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. What went wrong? Something badly. I'm a joke. I can't even change a plug. Anyway, that's...
Well, I'm glad I'm not married to you anyway.
Well, that's a terribly hurtful thing to say. It's a terribly hurtful thing to say. Okay. And I may not help you because you said that.
You will,
but I shall not be discriminatory in any way. It's because you don't want to marry me. Doesn't mean that I can't get...
You can take these sort of jabs.
I can take it. Just because I'm not married to you doesn't mean I can't get wood. Paint off your wood.
Well, I have tried everything. I've even tried scraping it off. Now,
don't do that. You'll ruin the wood.
Yeah, no, I've tried. I managed to get some of it off, but there's still some remaining, and it just won't budge. And I don't really want to have to sand the wood down if possible.
Well, the last resource is a flamethrower. But let's not use that until we've tried other things. Okay, anyone out there who knows how to get emulsion paint off wood?
Right, it's a bathroom emulsion. It was actually a B&Q paint.
B&Q paint?
Yeah, and it's moisture resistant, especially for bathroom and kitchens.
All right.
So that's why I'm finding it that wee bit harder to get off.
Moisture resistant or housewife resistant as well, by the look of it?
It looks like it.
All right. Moisture resistant bathroom emulsion paint.
Yeah.
Off wood. Off a skylight window.
Off a skylight window.
Okay. If anybody rings in, we'll let you know. Or we'll mention it on air.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Okay.
Okay, thanks for your help, Gerry.
Bye.
Thanks, bye.
Bye. I used to sleep in a bedroom at home when I was a child. And we had a skylight window. And every time I think of it now, the house is now gone. Subject to involuntary demolition during the bad years. IRA blew up our house. But there was a time when I could look out my skylight window and I could see the Derry city walls and the Guildhall. What a wonderful sight. I remember going out of bed, rubbing my eyes, standing up in the chair, opening the skylight, and there in front of me each morning was a medieval city. It could have been Florence, but I always knew that it wasn't.
Lights
That's Coldplay. That's a song called Clocks. That's a great song. Look, there's the answer to your little quiz question.
Pardon?
This will placate your little quiz mind.
Yes.
Who is the actress with the most nominations in the Oscars ever? Meryl Streep. 13.
I'm glad I got a chance to answer that.
You didn't know, I just tried to help you. Who is the actor with the most nominations? Which actor? The most nominations. Not the most Oscars. He had the most Oscars as well. But how many nominations do you think he had? Jack Nicholson.
I wouldn't have got that.
12 nominations.
I was going to go 13.
He won 3 Oscars.
Man said you had a fine opportunity to sing to the gentleman who lost his wheel. You could have sang to him, "You took a fine time to leave me."
Yes, wheel.
Okay.
Yeah.
You played a song at the end of the programme yesterday, around 5 minutes to 12, and the singer was the former lead singer with Men at Work.
That's right.
Could you give details?
Yes, indeed. I have the details here, actually.
And also, before you give the details, could you give details or tell a man where he would find Jim Davidson singing the Lifeboat song?
You must be serious.
I am serious.
I know, that's what I said. You must be serious.
And a man found a young Yorkie bitch in Carrickfergus.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is all great stuff.
Isn't it?
Uh-huh.
There's a man on one.
Mm-hmm. The crack you refer to was Trevor Williams sent me this information. A fellow called Colin Hay, who used to be the lead singer with a band called Men at Work. Do you come from the London? Mm-hmm. Oh! Remember that one?
Yes.
It was the singer. The song. Oh, there's another song. The song I. Hold on a second. All right. The song was called Overkill. It was one of the hits from their album Cargo. Cargo.
Right.
That was from their album, Men at Work's album. And there's another song called Beautiful World, which I'm going to play probably tomorrow. Those 2 tracks and the Sean Mullins track, All in My Head Are Frozen, the soundtrack of a TV show called Scrubs. Did you ever hear of that?
No.
All those songs that I played were from a TV show called Scrubs, which I believe is a hospital drama series. So if you want to get that song and some others,
I couldn't bear that.
What?
A hospital drama.
Hospital drama. Yeah, there's plenty of them about, isn't it? ER. What's the one we do here? Holby Hills. What's that? Police. I never watch on that crap.
No.
Anyway,
what about all the
Jack
programs?
Nicholson gets 12 nominations and 3 Oscars, and Katharine Hepburn had 4 Oscars.
Did she?
4 Oscars.
She's still alive, isn't she?
She is still alive. Her head nodding like Billy.
Ah, God love her.
Indeed, yes.
Yeah.
She must be in her 90s now. Jack Lemmon got 8 nominations.
Yeah.
Marlon Brando got 8. Paul Newman. Laurence Olivier got 10 nominations, but I don't like Laurence Olivier acting. I don't like him.
That's probably preventable.
Now is the hour of our discontent. May glorious Hello, good morning.
Hello, Gerry.
Yes, good morning, sir.
It's George here in Bangor.
Yes, George in Bangor.
Now, great. I was driving down through Bangor this morning there, and I saw a big, the big changing advertising hoardings I have. Advertising BBC Freeview 8 channels.
Yes.
And I came home and I phoned the number. Mm-hmm. And I got the automatic answering machine.
Oh, yes.
And the girl's voice asked me for my postcode. Okay. Asked me for my street name.
Your what?
Street name.
Street name, yes.
I said Mount Pleasant.
Yeah.
And she came back and says, your street name has not been recognised. Please say again.
You better be careful. You have no home to go to.
Aye. So I
you said it again. Mount Pleasant. Yeah.
Mount Pleasant. Says, has not been recognised. Please go back to number 1. So through the whole thing again. And the next time, I did it in the best Billy Bingham voice.
Billy Bingham.
I said, Mount Pleasant.
Yes.
And I said that twice.
Yeah.
And she said, no, we'll put you through to an operator. And I got through to this lovely girl. I went through the whole thing with her. Same thing again. She says, it's not available in your area.
Well, there are a number of areas it's not available.
Even though it's advertised in Bangor?
Yes, it is. Well, that's unusual. But it's not available up here, for instance. And it's probably a nationwide campaign. Is it specifically Northern Ireland poster campaign? I wonder. Is it? Or is it a national?
I don't think so. It's national.
It's probably
national because I've heard it on the radio as well.
It's probably a nationwide campaign. What they do is they have a nationwide campaign, just fire them up everywhere. And probably nobody told them that you can't get them in Bangor or Derry stroke Londonderry. Or maybe Maybe you can get it here. There was a time you couldn't until recently. I don't know. Do you know anything about this?
Did you see the trails for that?
No, I don't watch television
very
anymore.
Funny. What do you mean? You're watching television the other night.
I know I lied. Go ahead.
Gary Lineker's in it. It's one of those. You know where they all pull their faces off and they're different people. You know that ad? You know that trail? Do you ever see that? Hello?
Yes.
Do you ever see that?
Yes.
Well, this is the same thing, only it's
different.
You know, yeah. And it's very, very funny.
Can we get that? What is it? Many stations free for you?
8.
8. Can we get that in here? Up here in Derstable. Can we get that? The man can't get it in Bangor. I don't think we can get that here.
I don't know.
God, what do you ask somebody else?
Who could I ask? Ken?
Our engineer.
I'll ask Ken.
He won't know it.
Right. Yes, he will.
Ask him and maybe we can let the people know.
All right.
Before the end. I think it's a nationwide campaign, sir. I can't... I think that's what it is.
I just thought maybe they couldn't pick up the Northern Ireland accent. I think the girl gave up on me, to tell you the truth.
Well, is Mount Pleasant an area, or is it a street, or is it a road?
It's a row of houses. I mean, there's a Mount Pleasant in Bushmills. There's a wine called Mount Pleasant.
Mm-hmm. I just make sure you've got a home to go to. Because they didn't recognise, they might have sent a man down to remove it. Well, you see, they don't need anything now, you know. Any time you ring up, they just... I rang up somebody and they just asked me for my name and my postcode, and then you knew everything about me. It's Big Brother is upon us.
Well, I've heard that happen, all right.
Absolutely. Well, listen, we're sorry to hear that. That's a good deal, that, you know.
Yeah, it seems to be.
It is a good deal because it means you don't have to subscribe every month.
All I want is the free brochure, and I can't even get that because...
Exactly. Do you know what it's particularly good for? It's particularly good in areas where you don't get a good reception.
Yes.
Because there are some areas who still don't get a good reception using aerials. So what you can do, you can get a dish. And a lot of the things, there are other reasons why people don't get dishes, because they don't want to subscribe to Sky and have to pay like 30 or 20 quid a month until the day they die. You know, so, but if you can get this, it's a one-off payment, isn't it? Maybe 100 quid or 150 quid or something like that. That's you read up. And that's the whole thing. Then all you have to do is buy a licence so me and Carl can get money to drink.
Good.
Okay.
Well, I'll keep listening to see if anybody knows.
Okay. Thank you.
Good morning, Gerry. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Do we find out yet?
I'll pass that on to Gerry. Okay. That's a disgruntled viewer from Carrickfergus.
Yeah, he doesn't get it either.
Same thing. And why do they show the ad if they can't get it? But the ad's great. I don't get it here, but I love the ad.
Well, it's a nationwide campaign, obviously. I mean, they can't block it out of Bangor. Do you know what I mean?
Clever. Have you seen it?
Ah, shut up.
No, it's a man.
Hello, good morning. Look, you say I was cheeky to you, and then there was nobody there at the end.
Joe.
Of it. Hello, Joe.
Hello.
Hello, Joe.
Yeah.
Hello, Joe. How are you?
Not too bad, and yourself?
I'm all right, thanks.
Good. I'm phoning about the lady who called in who got the paint on her window.
Oh, yes. Do you know how to remove that?
Yes, I think there's only one way to do it, and that's use a snap-off blade. Do you know the blade comes in plastic knives? Little snap-off blades, very sharp.
Yes.
You just take one of those blades out of the knife and gently scrape the paint off.
Oh, right. Now, where would you get a blade like that?
Any hardware store.
What's it called again?
A snap-off blade.
A snap-off blade?
Yes.
I've never heard of that.
Sharp.
A snap... If she goes into a hardware shop and asks for a snap-off blade, will the man know what she's talking about?
Oh, you will, yeah. It's a blade, a long blade, about 6 inches long.
Yes.
And you break off a little bit of it each time, and you have a new blade then.
I've never heard of a thing like that.
It loses its sharpness. You just break a bit off it, and you have a new blade.
So that's a really, really sharp thing.
Yes, you have to be careful using one.
Okay, right. So that's probably the only answer, and it just takes off the wood in such a way that you wouldn't notice it.
It just takes off the paint.
Oh, it just takes off the... I mean the paint, yeah. Oh, so it's that fine, that precise?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. Okay, that'll be good news for her, because she was going to get a flamethrower. All right, then thank you very much. Snap-off blade, any hardware shop.
Yeah.
Anything else, sir, are you going to add?
Have you been talking to any chests recently?
Any what?
Chests.
Chests?
Yeah.
Well, we have a chest. We have an upper torso correspondent, if that is what you're referring to. A man who's keeping an eye on women's chests to see if there's any change over the seasons. Yeah. And he reports to us on a regular basis.
Good. Well, you were talking to...
Are you a chest man yourself?
Well, a particular chest.
Okay. All right.
You were talking to it up in a hotel there a few weekends ago. One Saturday night you were out, and you promised us a couple of tickets for the boat trip.
Oh, where was that? What hotel was that?
There's one up in Derry.
Oh yes. It was the Waterfoot Hotel. Was that it?
No,
No, I was told you talked to the chest in Da Vinci's.
What do you mean you were told? You were told?
Yes, I was told.
Let the man be the judge.
Well, who?
This chest that I talked to, where was it?
It wasn't in Waterford.
Was Ronnie with the chest?
Ronnie wasn't. I wouldn't be talking to any chest accompanied by a man. I only talked to chests.
Well, how does Ronnie know it was the waterfront?
Because she probably ran home and told him. Because I don't talk to any on it.
What's Ronnie's involvement with the chest?
Ronnie must have a relationship with one of the chests. Do you have a relationship with one of the chests?
Who was Ronnie?
Yeah.
Who? No, Joe, I mean. No, Ronnie's on 2, sorry. Joe.
Who's Ronnie?
Ronnie's waiting for you on 2 or 1.
Well, kindly leave him out of it until we start talking to him.
Is Joe involved with the chest?
Are you involved in one of those chests in any way or relation?
Yes, I know one of the chests.
Ah, well, there you are, you see. He's a chest knower.
Was he there on the night?
No, he wasn't. She ran home and told him. You can do nothing. He's always running home and telling. Anyway, the chests will be there. I got details of the chest, and they will be there. They will hear from me shortly.
That's great.
Okay. Right, thank you, Joe.
Bye.
Bye.
There's Ronnie now.
There's Ronnie. Hello, Ronnie.
Good morning, Gerry. How you doing?
I'm all right, Ronnie. What can we do for you today?
Well, I found a set of keys, Gerry. You were supposed to have lost a set of car keys. They may not be yours because these were found on the 10th of April.
Oh, what?
I had hired a suit from Ludlow's on the Lisburn Road, and these were in the pocket of them. One's a car key, one's a house key, and one looks like a safe key or something like that.
So you hired it out of Ludlow's. Was it a dress suit?
Yes.
And you found the keys in the pocket?
In the pocket of the trousers, yes. Ludlow's themselves said that someone rang in to say they'd lost the key but didn't contact them again.
Ronnie wants to know where they are your keys.
What makes him think they're mine?
Because you lost your keys.
You lost your keys.
Well, why would they be doing it in a man's trousers
There's
pocket?
every possibility you could be wearing another man's trousers.
You might have hired that same
You
suit.
hired the suit out.
I don't hire suits. I have my own monkey suit.
Oh, sorry about that.
Where are you going to get yours next? Excuse me, Mr. Coyle. Where are you going to get yours next? The Co-op? Where are you going to get yours next Thursday?
I'm wearing an off-the-shoulder model.
You have to wear a dress suit.
I want to.
You have to wear a dress suit.
I'm wearing something strapless.
Well, if anything pops out, don't blame me.
A strapless evening belt?
They're not my trousers, no. They're not my keys either, no.
No.
When was this? Do they not clean the things before you give them out to you?
Yes, you would think so. You would think so, yes.
They're not going to clean them with a man's... I mean, if you hire a dress suit, right, and you leave it back, your keys in your pocket.
Yes.
And then the next man hires it, I would hate to think that...
That's true.
You'd be pulling out the same trousers. You never know where he's been.
Well, that's happened to me.
Well, I'll tell you. That's cause for concern.
Isn't it?
Indeed. Well, anyone who's lost a set of keys and had hired a dress suit out of Ludlow's, that's the man's trouser pocket.
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you. If anyone comes back to us, we'll let you know.
Right, you have my phone number there, so I can get them back to you.
Okay. Right, thank you.
Thank you very much, Gerry.
Bye. Eric's on 3. What trousers did you leave your keys in, Eric?
I left mine none at all, Gerry.
All right, then.
My problem is here, I fell off a ladder here 3 weeks ago, and I had a very sore arm, and I got surgery with pins and plates and stuff in it.
Dear, yes.
So, my problem is, I was talking to a few old generation hands, and they're looking to know that I use any goose seam. It's part of the fat of a goose.
Yes.
And when you rub it on any bad places you can't straighten your arm or legs or anywhere, it's supposed to relax it.
Well, we've had a conversation about this before. What was that called again? Do you know what that is? A goose... What did you say it was?
Goose seam, they call it. That's the old generation called it years ago. It's fat off the inside of a goose.
Right.
And if I know of somebody that has it, I drive anywhere to get it, because I can't straighten my arm.
And it's supposed to relieve pain and indeed straighten crooked bones?
Yes.
Well, I've heard many things claimed for by goose fat, but never that. Well, I'll tell you what, you're willing to try it.
Yes, I'm willing to try anything.
Okay, anyone out there knows how to get at the inside of a goose and extract the fat and present it in a reasonable manner, this man will travel any distance to get it.
That's correct.
Geordie talked about that before.
We'll phone Geordie in the morning if Ferry can listen in the morning.
Yes, will you listen tomorrow morning and he'll be able to tell you?
Every morning.
Okay.
That's okay, Gerry.
You listen tomorrow morning, we'll help you out. Okay.
No problem.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Apparently they're picking it up in Bangor.
Is that a fact?
Yeah.
Well, I knew a man named Camel. He
cheat and steal and gamble. And I guess he tried most everything low down. Well, he was out tomcatting one night when he started a great big fight. Then a big policeman came and slapped him down. He's in the jailhouse now. He's in the jailhouse now. Well, I told him once or twice to quit drinking gin and shooting dice. He's in the jailhouse now. And then I met Bill's old gal Sadie, and she said,
"Have you seen my baby?"
And I told her he was downtown in the can. Well, old Sadie, she started fussing. She went down to the jailhouse cussing. She said, "I'll come down here to get my man." She's in the jailhouse now. She's in the jailhouse now. So you can understand how little old Sadie got thrown in the can. She's in the jailhouse now.
I'll take the chat out of that.
There's an album called Simpatico by Susie Boggess and Chet Atkins.
Broke out one day. I guess he thought he'd get away.
Probably.
But at the railway station, they took him by the arm. The chief said, "I've come for you." And Bill said,
"Now this won't do."
Because Bill Campbell never was my name. He's in the jailhouse now. He's in the jailhouse now. Old Bill, he broke out, and all over town the fool walked about. He's in the jailhouse now. He's in the jailhouse now. He's in the jailhouse now. Well, I told him once or twice to quit drinking gin and shooting dice. He's in the jailhouse now.
In the jailhouse now. That's Susie Boggess and Chet Atkins. An album called Simpatico. There's a man I know who's gone out of his mind trying to find that and he can't find it. Anybody who knows where that is, give us a shout. That's all we have time for. We'll be back tomorrow at 10:30. Goodbye. It's 12 o'clock.
92 to 95 FM.